I'm very excited.
Yes.
I have never been to a distillery like this before. And we're in Kentucky.
Yes.
This is what you gotta do.
Yes.
Bourbon. These kitties here actually do a lot of work. They're here to trap the mice, keep them at bay.
Really? They're working kitties?
These are working kitties. They're on the payroll. Dinner is pay.
What?
Let it all go, your pain, let it all go. Close your tired eyes.
It's fully made the clock, and he knows how to do laundry. He'll be on the market soon, ladies. He's almost ready.
Down in its okay, play it safe. Your mistakes, let them all go. Your broken dreams.
Charlie, you gotta go in your little home.
Charlie, good boy. Good boy. Remembering where all the new light switches are.
Yes.
We are going to the Grand Ole Opry. Very
Yes.
carefully, I'm walking down these steps because I broke out the wedges for tonight. And then we're going out to dinner. Olga recommended an amazing place, and right now the name is escaping me.
Jeff Ruby's.
Jeff Ruby's. Thank you, Olga. We're very excited. So live music, a live band, and sushi.
Yes.
So I don't know which one I'm more excited about, Grand Ole Opry or live band and sushi.
Yes.
I don't think so.
So we're leaving the boys behind. So maybe we're to take Charlie out.
No.
They're not taking Charlie out?
Uh-uh.
Charlie's in bed for the night?
We'll take him out again. I don't want any
We're not gonna be home till like 11 o'clock.
I don't want any accidents. Losing Charlie.
Okay, let's go to the truck because we're gonna be late.
Okay.
Now we are ready.
Very tardy.
I think we're gonna be all right.
You do?
So,
Do they let people in once the show starts? That's what
I
I'm
don't know.
afraid of.
We reached out to the Grand Ole Opry to say, hey, we'd love to record some things like backstage and really share the experience. And they got back to us and said, no.
No recording, but
And no
here's
tour,
2
none of that.
tickets.
But here's 2 tickets to go enjoy the night, but you can't record. So I'm thinking, well, all right, that's fine. We'll go check it out and see what it is. But here's why I wanted to go. Well, of course, it's the Grand Ole Opry, right?
Well, yeah, the history of it.
Yes, but we have an insider named Johnny Raleigh with Full-Time Freedom Run. And we were lucky enough to catch up with him in Phoenix before we left for season 7.
How you doing?
And he sang there. And I was watching his video, and he had a really cool message that he shared in his car outside of the Grand Ole Opry before he was about to do a sound check.
Yes.
And so as we drive to the Grand Ole Opry, I'm gonna play that for you. Audio is not very good because it was just on his iPhone or just on his phone. But anyhow, we're gonna share that message with you as we drive to the Opry.
So today is a very historic day for me. I'm very grateful. I'm about to go do a sound check at the Grand Ole Opry. It's definitely a momentous occasion. Here's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to balance the fact that it's just another stage. It's just another, thing that you're doing today. Just go do what you do and don't stress about it. And I'm really not stressed. My stomach is betraying me. I'll put it that way. I feel the little knots in there, but it's not nerves. It's gratefulness and excitement. And I'm just thinking of all of the years of doing this and that it's accumulating to this, and definitely not the end of it. It's just the beginning, even at 49 years old. But that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about how badly I wanted this when I was in my 20s. And somewhere along the way, I kind of gave up on that dream. And not that it was a bad thing, but it wasn't like, it didn't hold anything over me anymore. And then when I least expect it, here comes God. And says, hey, I just want to bless you with this.
So what I thought was really cool about Johnny's message is when you want something that you can't have, all you think about is how much you want it. Yes. And then finally when you move on and you start focusing on the other things that matter in your life, and sometimes the dream can happen when you're not expecting it.
Unexpectedly.
Right?
Yes.
And I think, dreams continue to evolve, and I think that's another thing I got out of that video, is that our dream continues to evolve. Everyone's dream continues to evolve. So I'm going to try my best to bring this camera in. I'm not planning on getting a lot of footage, just a couple little clips of here and there.
Yes.
So we're going to go have a good night, and then we're going to go over to Jeff Ruby's, and hopefully I can get some footage of that. Date nights are usually hard to record, but we want to take you with us. Come on.
Garrett McReynolds, he's going to do some singing on a song that we did. I think we did good on it, and we're going to get to do it again, called Cash on the Verde.
Trish, she's just walking down. She's getting some footage of the Bella. I'm not going to stop talking because there's music behind me that will get claimed if I stop talking. So I'm going to go back into my Phil Liggett voice, the Tour de France,
And keep going.
and just keep talking.
That was amazing.
No stopping.
I love the variety
It was great.
show. The voices were so powerful. I think it's important to do things like this
Yes.
that keep your creative mind flowing. Because I
agree.
was in there and I'm clapping, and it makes
great.
me
It was a
think
good
about
show.
cool things.
It was a great show. I could also see that if you had like a special person playing there or someone you really enjoy seeing, it's such a great theater, isn't it?
Oh, it's so quaint.
It's very
I
quaint.
can't even imagine like stars like Carrie Underwood or Dolly
Yes.
Parton there,
Yes.
their
Oh, yeah.
voices, because you feel like you're right next to them.
Yes.
It's very cool.
There was a 15-year-old girl there that crushed it. It was her 18th time to the Grand Ole Opry.
She was
In fact,
15.
it was great. She did great. And I'll tell you something else that I really liked about the show is that everybody had such a deep level of respect for the stage.
Yes.
And you could tell that it was a bit of a nostalgic moment for him, and it was a sentimental moment for him. And so that was kind of cool too. You do feel like you're part of something bigger when you're here.
Yes.
So anyhow, so that's our review of the Grand Ole Opry visit. It was good. It was worthwhile.
Let's get food though.
All right, so we're out of here. Let's go to the next venue, right? Because this is date night. Good morning from Nashville still. We're just packing up to head out, and we've learned some things because this is our first pack up with Charlie. I am a pretty bad offender of the screen. Charlie has meandered out of the rig and gone over to the grass to go smell the roses. So anyway, so we have a new rule. Come with me. Trish, what's the new rule?
Charlie's staying in the kennel. I'm trying to protect him from your lack of ability to close a door.
Hey,
Yes.
new habits.
I know, but this is like day. How many times have
In the
you let him out?
eyes of an angel.
How many times have you let him out so far?
I'm definitely learning some new habits with Charlie, but in my defense, I'm the one that's going in and out for the sewer and the hose and the drone. I wanted to get some great drone flight of the train going by,
Yeah, you're
but
also going in and out to go find the dog.
that too, but the train never came, so I dedicated a half hour to trying to get this train to go down the tracks. It never came.
That's
okay,
sad.
well, really, I
Okay, Charlie's in there.
All right, so we're gonna put the new deal is Charlie. When it's time to pack up, Charlie goes in his crate,
Yes,
and that way we don't have to worry about it because that's when the screen door is going open.
but
up.
we still have to be in. Just close that screen.
Yes.
It's a good habit.
Well, I'm
We need to
actually
get
looking into the hinges
spring hinges to close the.
so that screen closes automatically.
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna pack up. Are you still gonna go to the store? You go to the store. I'm gonna
Okay.
get the rig ready, and then we're gonna make our way to Louisville, Kentucky. Actually, no, we're gonna head to Willett Distillery, a state park, which is just outside of Willett Distillery, because tomorrow morning we have a tour of
that
Willett
Wi-Fi?
Distillery, and then we're going to Louisville. So let's go. Let's kick this
That
episode off.
Wi-Fi?
If you're traveling alone, come with me. Pack your bags, leave a note, and we'll be
Super great check-in. This is our third state park since we have the new rig. 3 more state parks than we've stayed at with the old rig.
We say that only because we were worried that we'd never be able to stay in another
That's
state
exactly
park.
right. And look at stickers and books and all sorts of stuff.
Yes, and look who's here. Hot.
There's one thing about state parks though. When you're going to your site, you have to be, if you're long, be very vigilant as to trees, and it's like an obstacle course, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, I'm gonna let you focus.
Interesting. So I'm on the pad, but I guess the way they accommodate large rigs here is they've just churned it into a pull-through, like so.
This here traveling road is home with my best friend.
Well, first of all, I had no idea that all 3 tires on this side were going to be up off the ground, so that's something new. Can't say I have the warm and fuzzies on that. I'm sure it's fine for just tonight, but anyhow. And then secondly, I didn't follow my own checklist and make sure I have enough room for the electrical, so I don't know if we can hook up. And I'm already completely detached and level. So I have that going for me. So let's see if the electrical reaches, and if not, I actually might have to face the other direction and rehook up. Alrighty then. We got super lucky. Look at this. There it is right here. In fact, the only reason it's working is because I had to go from 30 amp to 50 amp. So I go from 30 amp to 50 amp. There's a slight bend under the rig and up.
Hilarious.
Come on, Charlie. You ready to go?
Charlie, don't go.
Well, this is kind of unfortunate. Trish and I were getting ready to leave, and I got a KYD koozie and sticker because Bill follows the channel over there, and I just wanted to drop it off at his rig before we left. And you can see the Mercedes Class C to my left, and they just, I didn't even know this happened, but we were in the rig and it rolled into a tree. The tree directly in front of them, and really could have been a lot worse. Luckily, it was only a tree. All right, I got the story about what happened with the Class C.
Yes.
So what happened is, with this design,
Yeah.
you can't even deploy the slides unless if you're parking brake. You can bring that down. What are you doing? You can't deploy the slides unless if you're in park with your handbrake on.
Okay.
Okay? So she knows she did all that. She was in park with the handbrake on. And then she was up on leveling blocks and level, but then she wanted to get her seat to swing around. But you can't swing the seat around without putting your handbrake down. So, am I holding this level? Speaking of level. So she put the handbrake down to swing the seat around,
Oh.
and then
my
she
gosh.
started rolling forward. And in that split second, it didn't, I don't think it occurred to her to
Yank
yank
up on
that
thing.
handbrake down again. I think she was thinking like the foot pedal, but that wouldn't have worked anyway because the alarm was
Automatic
off.
steering or whatever.
And so she and her dog went creaming into the tree. I mean, she's lucky she didn't get hurt.
No kidding. Or if someone was in front of
Or
her.
if there was an actual RV across the way.
Oh. Gosh.
So, not the best design to have the handbrake that you
That you
can't,
have to release.
you know, in the rig, the wilderness rig, when we were in New Zealand, the handbrake was on the left and it was below the seat. So you
Yeah, you had to.
you didn't need to mess with it in order to move the seat around.
Yeah.
I still think it's a good idea to chalk with the handbrake and park. Triple up.
Yikes. That
Anyhow.
stinks.
All right, so that was the situation there. Unfortunate, and the only reason I'm bringing it up is so that we can use our mistakes and other people's mistakes to help you from making mistakes.
Yeah, let's save money and not make mistakes. Have you ever bought an ingredient from the store and forgot where you put it? You need it really bad? That is what I am currently doing. I am on a scavenger hunt.
I thought you were looking for this ingredient. Here's this ingredient. Here you go.
These are gifts for Melvin and his wife. I have this, and I have this, and because they're letting us stay on their farm. That's not even nearly enough for letting us stay. But remember, we were gonna go check out Goo Goo's. You have to check this out when you're in Nashville. So it's like the original candy bar, because they used to have just chocolate or chocolate and like an almond or something.
Whoa.
This was the first time they started putting a bunch of stuff in there. And there's marshmallow and nougat, whatever that is. And then delicious caramel and some peanuts covered in chocolate.
that I had by mistake?
Yeah.
Oh.
But don't worry, because I bought another box.
Charlie, look! Charlie!
Boy, sit.
Charlie!
Boy.
Charlie, come! Come! Good boy, sit! Good boy.
What did he run? Maybe like 10 times? He's like completely done for the night. You know he is.
Yes. Look who's tired. Look who's tired over there.
Okay, we've got something very exciting here. They've saved 4 barrels for us, so we're gonna fill them up. Before this, they've already weighed them, and then we're gonna weigh them again before they get rolled out. And then we've gotta take a look because the barrels have little indication of where they came from, and they stamp the wood as they get rolled out. It's so cool. It's warm. And it's strong. Any professional instruction here?
Put it in just like that.
All right. And then
You're not gonna break it.
you're not gonna break it. Okay, good.
Hit it hard. Take a good swing.
Take a good swing. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to bring in the big guns. Is this supposed to go flat?
Close, close.
Where's the barrel Tristan? Oh, it's the one in the corner.
I've got plenty of opportunities to get footage, don't I? All right, come on, make it flat. How many hits do you guys do?
2 or 3.
I'm like on 53.
25 or 30.
You just needed a demo.
Wow, I needed aggression. I just think this is cool that we are in the original room right here. You could just, I don't know, you could feel, hear, smell the history.
All right, so we are at Willett Distillery for a bourbon tour, and we've only been here for 10 minutes, and already we're having a blast.
A total blast.
Right, so we're in there banging corks onto barrels, and but it just feels, man, like we're in Kentucky.
Yes.
Right?
It feels legit.
It feels legit.
That's what you're feeling. You're like,
Yes.
oh, I have arrived.
Yes.
This is very cool.
It's a beautiful property, so come with us. Let's go do a tour.
What do we have in here today?
So what we have up here is 72% corn, 13% rye, 15% malted barley. So it's a bourbon.
Yeah, so it's a bourbon.
It's fruity. It's like oatmeal. Yeah, it is. I thought maybe they were pulling a prank on me. Just stick your finger in there and taste it. This 5-story building called a rick house contains some of the finest bourbons the Willett family makes. In 1964, Congress declared bourbon America's native spirit. And that means in order for a bottle to boast the name, it has to be made in the beautiful US of A. And if you're a connoisseur, you head to Kentucky first, because 95% of bourbons are made right here. And we know that in order to be considered bourbon, the elixir needs to be 51% corn. And Kentucky says, yep, we've got that. But the linchpin to all these natural elements is the weather, and Kentucky displays extremes. Blistering hot in the summer and frigid in the winter. The reason this plays a role is because the barrels that bourbon must be aged in need to expand and contract to infuse the charred flavors and color you see in a finished product. Touring a property will bring all this information home for you. Understanding the process and enjoying a taste will leave a lasting memory. Your only problem will be which distillery to visit first. We only had time for one tour, so we visited Willett. They're small by comparison to others, but that helped us feel more connected to the end product. You'll find the grounds are gorgeous, the owners are gracious, and the experience is like no other place in the States.
The drone right there, good. And I'm charging the drone battery because I finally have reached the part of the country that I've been very excited to drone. And I want those big rolling hills. I want the horses, the picket fence. I'm just gonna stay on this side. And I think we're gonna get that. So if all goes well, I'd like to get some drone footage as we actually enter into Melvin's property in Lexington.
That's very cool, yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, this is a 10.
Stunning.
This drive is stunning.
Father John, have you lost what you believe? What's the matter, what's the meaning when nothing's as it seems? Sit down at the table now, there's reason, there's reprieve. You never would know it. Even those who are yet to come are sharers in your grief. Cause in a little while, when all will be over, you're gonna say goodbye. Go and get your closure. In 100 years, when you're just a haze on the water, and then when it clears, it's another's turn to discover. But you know, you'll have to let go, like you.
Well, it's been a fun day, and now I'm pretty late. It's almost 8 o'clock, but the sun, I guess we're so far north, the sun is still out bright, and Caleb just got my attention and said he's racing a horse in this paddock, and ooh, Trisha's got Charlie out here. Charlie's like, what is that noise? Anyhow, come watch this. This is pretty entertaining.
He's probably very tired, that's why he went so slow. Alright, buddy, here, come here. Come here. Buddy, come here. Here. Okay, ready? Ready? Come on. Let's go.
Did you share with Melvin that you've got some farm simulator experience?
So, you know, I play this game called Farm Simulator. I don't want to brag, right? But, you know.
So how do you think this is going to compare to your farm simulator experience?
Oh, I think I'm gonna mow this. No, that didn't work.
That didn't work.
No, it didn't work.
Push in the clutch and turn it all the way.